Football is largely about two sets of people, the players and the fans. But nowadays, the game is about far more than just what happens on the pitch. Behind the scenes, huge commercial deals need to be negotiated and infrastructure needs to be maintained. So just what does it take to run a football club?
Hello there and welcome to Football Now from Doha. Now to some, winning a football match might just come down to 11 players on the pitch, but in recent years, off-the-field matters have become just as important too. If an owner doesn't invest their cash correctly, things can go wrong, and they can go wrong quickly. One man who knows all about the running of a club is the former director of Dutch side Den Haag, Mohamed Hamdi, and he gave us an insight into just how imperative it is in getting those big decisions right.
It is really important. So to my opinion, if you're looking to a football club, the most important person at the football club is the head coach. He is a main focal point for the media. He is the person who is helping to get better results, and he is also an ambassador for the team. So that means that to my opinion, the key decision should be also be a head coach, a good one, someone who fits to the philosophy of the vision, of the strategy of the club. So you can take a head coach with a big name, but if he doesn't fit into the culture of the club or to the strategy of the long-term, short-term vision, then you have also a problem. So there should be a fit. So I think that the most important key decision what you make, and I think that is crucial, a vital point of decision making, is the coach.
So now that we've heard what it takes to operate a club, it is time for a case study. Brighton and Hove Albion were promoted to the Premier League back in 2017 and they've slotted in seamlessly. In fact, this season they've qualified for European football for the first time in their history. It has been quite the 6 years or so to be a Seagulls fan. So just exactly how have they done it?
Brighton's remarkable ability to scout unpolished gems in the transfer market and sell them on for huge price tags have made them the envy of the league. In fact, all of the club's 5 biggest ever sales have been made in the last 2 years. After arriving from Lille in 2018, the Seagulls practically doubled their money on midfielder Yves Bissouma 4 years later when selling him to Tottenham. They also sold academy product Ben White to Spurs' North London rivals Arsenal for €56 million that year. The contracted release clause meant they lost World Cup winner Alexis McAllister to Liverpool for a little bit less than they would have wanted in 2023, but having only signed him for €12.5 million 3 years prior, €35 million still meant a healthy profit. But by far Brighton's biggest successes in the transfer market have been their dealings with Chelsea. Fullback Marc Cucurella was sold to the Blues in 2022 for €47.3 million more than what they paid Getafe for him just 12 months earlier, whilst 21-year-old Ecuadorian midfielder Moises Caicedo made the same move in 2023. The €120 million price that Chelsea paid was a 28 times markup on what Brighton brought him for just 2 years earlier and set a new British record transfer fee.
I think we've got a team unit here that plays well. I think if you've got not just on the pitch, but a team across the whole everywhere, if it's all working well and everyone's trying to do the best for the business, for the club, naturally wherever you're working, that's going to work. I think that definitely is a situation at Brighton is, when we do lose a player, someone's ready to step up. It's an opportunity, if you like, for the next one to come along. And I think that's what's good if you've got that recruitment looking across when you accumulate this amount of money. If you're putting that money into the academy since 2014, you're going to reap the rewards in 2023, almost a decade later, because that just tends to be how things work if you put in that amount of time and that amount of patience into it.
Yeah, impressive stuff from Brighton there, but not every club in world football has been that consistent. In fact, it's been quite the opposite story in Germany, where one of the country's biggest clubs, FC Schalke, are now battling towards the bottom of the second division, having only just been relegated from the Bundesliga 1 last year. In fact, it's a stark contrast as well to challenging in the Champions League knockout stages just 4 years ago. So how have they found themselves in this position? And more importantly, are there brighter days ahead?
Schalke's fall from grace has been remarkable. It's a combination of errors on the pitch and errors off the pitch as well. Financially, they've been a bit of a mess throughout because they had so many good players. That Joel Matip used to play there, Kaselniak used to play there, Max Meyer, Leon Goretzka, Alexander Nubel. that's a whole load of potential income that they could have made. And you could look anywhere between 110 and maybe 150 million euros they could have generated by sales. All of those players walked out the door for free. So they lost out on everything. They didn't make a penny on those players. And that's the sort of impact off the pitch that has made them poor on a whole reason, and that's why they're down. And yeah, they are the third biggest club by membership in Germany, behind Bayern and Dortmund. So they should be qualifying for the Champions League every year with the support they've got and with their infrastructure, superb stadium, superb training ground. And it's not. Everything that could go wrong for Schalke has gone wrong so far.
So a little peek there into the do's and don'ts of successfully running a football club. That is us out of time for this week's show. Do let us know your thoughts at home using the hashtag FootballNowBusiness, and we'll see you at the same time next week. Bye for now.